Wicked, maternity leave, and I'm bringing back 30 Seconds with Amy. All this and more on today's Brilliant Observations. Do, 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 do.
Well, good morning. Good morning. How are you?
I love it when you sing. I love it so much when you sing. I usually have to trick you into doing it, so that was lovely.
Well, I am like that tickum-tockum that goes around with Gillian Anderson. In fact, I know who she is. How about that for a shocker? Sometimes I know exactly who they are.
I think it's because she's British. I think you don't know
Gillian
a single
Anderson,
fucking American.
No, it's because she has a TikTok where she says the meaning of my soul out loud in a sentence. And I was like, oh. And she's doing some interview about some totally unrelated topic. And she says, yeah, the moment anybody asks me to do something, I immediately say, fuck no. Fuck you and fuck no. I will voluntarily invade France. Like, I will do anything that you need me to do until and unless you ask. Once you ask, fuck you, I'm not doing it. I've become permanently frozen. That's exactly how this is. So when you ask me to dance monkey dance, my voice just leaves. Like one of those people in a Harry Potter painting, just exits the body.
I love it.
And I'm left with nothing.
I relate so deeply to that in my personal relationships to the point where we have code for that in our house. Husband is still downstairs, just letting the dogs in for the night and where he's going to come up. And as I'm about to call downstairs to say, can you bring me water, or do you think there's an apple or a banana? Like, is there something you can bring me? I'm high and hungry. Is there whatever? Our answer, because he was already halfway up the stairs holding my cup of water. He's already doing it. He doesn't need to be asked. It's just a thing. Our answer to each other is, don't tell me what to do. That's it. We don't mean it from I'm mad at you. We mean it out of love. Like, that just means I've already decided to do this, and you telling me to do it or asking me to do it after I'm losing credit, number one, for doing it on my own. I don't need credit. Just stop fucking trying to manage me. I was doing a nice thing for you, and now you're telling me to. So it's infuriating. So we say, don't tell me what to do. So I come home from wherever with like a treat or something fun, and I give it to partner, and partner says, don't tell me what to do. It's just don't ask for things. Let me be delightful. But that also opens you up to be wildly disappointed if it doesn't happen. So,
well, it's a tricky one, because yes to everything that you've said. But I separate it totally from asking. It's don't fucking tell me. Don't come at me and tell me or ask me to do the thing that I was in the process of doing or planning to do or know to do. Like, I'm already doing it, so don't come and assist me or help me or don't fucking direct me.
That's the one.
I don't need to be directed.
I don't mind assistance. Don't fucking direct me.
Yeah,
I'm on it.
That's very different than I need from you. I ask from you. Asking and directing are two totally different fucking things. And I don't even necessarily like to be asked all that much, but asking, fine. No, I mean, do you know what I mean? Asking for...
You know what I like? Leave me the fuck alone. That's
no,
what I like.
It's a complex, slippery slope. I was outside this morning with Doggo. It is a North Carolina winter morning. So it is very late in November, and the pine cones are on the ground, and the acorns are on the ground, and the leaves are crunching underfoot, and it is a riot of color, and it is crisp enough where you put on just a tiny light little down jacket.
Fuck
and you
you.
don't zip it. You just put it on because you don't even really need it, but if you're going to be out there for an hour, it's beautiful. And the sky is beautiful, beautiful, truly Carolina blue with still a little bit of pink in it because last night was a beautiful pink sunset. It is gorgeous, 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 gorgeous. And as I crunched around outside with my coffee steaming in the mug, I thought to myself, you know what? This might be what it would be like if Martha Stewart were happy, right? Don't tell me what to do. Martha Stewart was a miserable individual. According to her documentary, she was not loved by her parents. She was not loved by her spouse. She was not loved by herself. She was certainly not loved by her staff. So she chose to make the world her bitch. You're going to dance for me, pretty platters. Let's go, turkey. Come on. You're going to be the best groomed dog and the most beautifully tended garden and everything pristine and perfect. Because if I make this perfect, then life works. So she was obsessed with shit that doesn't matter because she could elevate that. I can make this thing please me. I can make this thing worth loving by everyone. This is what I can do. And I'm going to do it until I crack the world open to its creamy center. And think about all of that industry and magic and excitement and pleasure and desire to please if it came from a state of already happiness and joy.
I don't think you get incredible creativity. I don't think you get the highest and to the peak of wherever you are in your career field without the struggle, without that missing piece that you are trying to create, to fill, to accomplish, to please someone. I feel, in my humble opinion, well, I haven't ever said that, that all of that brightness and creativity.
Let's call it haughty. I am H-O. In my haughty opinion.
Okay. I'll take either one. I think that comes from the pressure. The diamond comes from the pressure. I think it comes from the struggle. It comes from, so had she had your Carolina blue sky, by the way, I was walking, it was 32 degrees this morning as I'm psycho around the cul-de-sac. My nose is running. I've got a winter hat on. I've got gloves on. I've got a coat down to my ankles. I can't even have long strides.
It's like 46, if I had to guess. It's probably in the 50s. It's nice outside. It's nice.
Not when I walk in the morning. Nice. It's not.
It's crisp nice.
For
it's crisp,
you,
it's cold,
maybe.
Nice. It's nice. It's pretend cold. It's what we get down here.
So it takes that adversity. It takes that intensity. It takes that pressure to be that tightly wound and yeah, to Connecticut bound. Like all of the...
Okay, but why, universe? Also, fuck off. Because the CIA is doing the same thing. They are specifically looking for damaged individuals, evidence of trauma. That is where they find hyper-successful, hyper-motivated, ultra-dedicated, truly fucking tweaked out lunatics, right? Who are so driven by some preternatural force that they can't be knocked off their game. I mean, the Russians do this by messing with you at an early age if Hollywood is to be trusted, right? In America, we just let the parents do it, and then we go and get them from these selected family communities, right? Free-range nut jobs. Your family grow one for us. Thank you from the U.S. government. We're going to pluck that person, and now we have the best spy ever because this person literally can't sleep at night because has to please daddy or whatever it happens to be, right? Has to fix the household, has to make it right, has to be the thing that was told, you suck, you're broken, this won't ever work until and unless you do this thing, worthless, right? But why? I don't believe it. I know that that's a path that works, but I truly don't believe it.
It's not the only path that works, but it is guaranteed to work. Yeah.
I kind of feel like it's not even a path that works. I want to believe that it is despite this that the accomplishment comes, and they'll say that it's because you are proving it. You have something to prove. But I almost mean despite having something to prove, your inner buoyancy is what makes these people. And had they not had that trauma, oh, good gravy. In the same way that had is his name Edward Einstein? What's his name?
Albert.
Is that his name?
Albert.
One of them. If Mr. Einstein, Professor Doctor, had not had ADHD and rampant misogyny
and
whatever the
mother.
and been anti-Semitized, all the things that happened to him, right? If he hadn't had all that stuff, right?
Sure.
You can imagine how many more galaxies would we have to play with and fuck up and leave garbage in? So many. If Matthew McConaughey wasn't trolling those high schools looking for girls as an adult, imagine what we would have. Just imagine.
Oh, good Lord.
That's fictional. He's not a pervert, I don't think.
What article did you read that I intentionally
Let's jump
skipped?
on my brain train. Did you see his tuna fish sandwich?
I did. I did see his tuna fish sandwich.
You know the best part of Matthew McConaughey's viral tuna fish sandwich?
Is?
Okay. It's not the wasabi that's in there.
It's the pickles.
It's not the pickle that's in
there.
there.
What is it?
The absolute, hands down, pristine, never to be replicated, genius, best part of his pickle, his tuna sandwich is the fucking whistle he does through his teeth when he's telling you about it.
Oh, I hate that.
I love it.
I hate that.
Because he says, put a little wasabi in it.
I hate that.
I can't fucking do it. I'm like, oh my God, I would go anywhere for you and do anything and even eat this gross tuna. My God. Whew.
Everybody's trying to replicate it on
that
TikTok.
Bony
too.
Texas fucking get it. I love it. Something's weird about him, and I'm here for it.
He is very bizarre. Everybody
He's
has
creepy
a story
and
about him.
And like, he's just all the worst ways. He is trailer park voodoo, and I am ready to go.
But he's also beautiful, and the combination of the two is.
I don't think he is.
Oh,
I think
he's a handsome man, but he is weird as fuck.
Well, I keep talking about Martha Stewart because I watched that documentary, and it's just, oh my God, it's fascinating. Multiple people in this documentary, unasked, volunteered that she's quite a striking woman. She's very beautiful. She was a model. I'm like, was she? Is she? I don't feel like I think that for Martha Stewart, she does a pretty good job. Do you know what I mean? But I would never look at her and immediately say,
hubba.
Martha Stewart's go-to is her face, is her beauty. Like when they showed the pictures of her as a model, as a teen, I'm like, okay, I see that. That's gorgeous. Unabashedly gorgeous. But then when she's like a stockbroker, all I could think is, that's some stupid hair, and you need to change that sweater. Like, I thought that at the time when she was fucking around in Turkey Hill. So, more power to her. Be as pretty or as ugly as you like. I just thought it was unusual that people would pick that. Of all the things to say about this world beater, talking about something that she kind of even isn't. So, I don't feel like I have a good prettiness radar. Because Matthew McConaughey's not good looking. He's vibey, right? He's not. I guess he's handsome. I don't know. I didn't even understand why he was in that naked movie. Yeah, but I didn't even understand why he was in that naked movie. I was like, well, he's tall, and maybe he wants to. Maybe they need a star, and he's going to take his clothes off, right? You know what I'm talking about?
Not really, but 2/3 of the time I don't. I'm hoping 2/3 of dear listeners do.
They know. They were already there, and it was with that that beefy bisexual. What's his name? Can't do an accent to save his life, but bitch can grind. What's his name? You know who it is.
I didn't know the movie.
He's all chubby and likes to pull his sweatpants off. He's in that weed dance because we're Chippendales movie. It's
Magic
Chippendale
Mike.
Chuck.
Magic Mike.
That's it.
Matthew McConaughey was in Magic Mike?
Yeah, he's the leader.
I don't know anything about those movies.
He's the rodeo captain for all them whores.
I don't think I've ever felt so good about being ignorant about something in my entire life.
You should watch it again because
I've never seen that.
That bubble ass lead. His name's like Ryan or Fryan or something. I don't remember what the hell his name is.
I wouldn't count on you to know a name if we're being
He
honest.
plays Gambit, which he cannot do the accent for in Deadpool 9 million. And he is so excited to be in Deadpool, but he was in Logan Lucky. They're screaming in the car. He's got those little eyes.
I'm not even.
You know the one with the hands and the face.
I'm not your son. You know the girl with the eyes, with the face.
He would know.
He would know.
His name is Dansum Tatum. His name is Channing
Tatum. He does have very little eyes, and he is pretty beefy and fat to be
Channing?
Tatum.
It is Channing. Yeah. Channing.
Wow, that
Thank
hurt.
you, friends. Thank you, Universal Vibes. I feel you through the power and magic of the universe. I feel your connection. Channing Tatum.
He's not
Thank
for
you
me.
for the gift of his name. Thank you.
He's not for me.
It's like a prayer. Thank you for the gift of his name. In Channing's name.
Amy, while you're finding words and really upsetting dear listener, would you like to move on to 30
she's guiding me.
30 seconds with
She's
you?
guiding me into a fucking perilous hole.
I'm opening my stopwatch
I will
now.
dance for you, monkey. Let's go.
Okay. And then, dear listener, if you are new to this show, where the fuck have you been? And if you are not, I'm bringing back a fan favorite of 30 Seconds with Amy. Previous episodes, I've shared that I fear the timer. I hate the pressure. It's fear. I hate it. Amy said, fuck you. Timers are great. So I give her 30 seconds to give me all the information she can about topic, ABC, whatever. And she never disappoints. Even when she disappoints, she does not disappoint. And she is on fire right now.
Let's fucking go.
All right. So as I start my timer, I would like you to give me as many types of apples as you can name.
Ooh.
Go.
Macintosh, Honeycrisp, Rome, Gala, Fiji, Snapdragon, Green Apple. What the fuck's that called? Granny Smith, Wine Sap. What little tiny ones? Just stupid and come out of the tree. Crab Apple. The other one, Washington State apples.
Stop.
Shitty.
Stop. Mealy.
Red Delicious. Golden Delicious. Stupid and misnamed. What's that green one called? Granny Smith. Fuck you, Granny. That's it. God damn it.
I like the Golden Delicious.
Why?
Because they're yellow and they're not not too tart. Honey Crisp, Empire, Cameo, Pink Lady.
Oh, those are all apples.
Cosmic, Crimson, Jazz, Fiji.
Yeah, those
Fuji,
are all apples.
Gala.
They're all terrible. There's none of those that are any good.
What's the best kind?
Depends on what you're trying to do with it. Are you trying to bake? Are you trying to snack? Are you trying to charcuterie?
I'm just trying to eat it. Bitch, I'm trying to eat the fucking apple. I don't bake.
You can't go wrong with a Honeycrisp. Honeycrisp is the hands down king of all leaders of all apples. It's a hybrid that was created about 9 years ago, maybe a little bit more. But the most popular apple, so it is exquisitely crisp, slightly tart, with a sweet finish. So it is the genius. It is a macabre apple. It is all the apples in one glorious universal apple. It is every fucking thing you could want. It's a little bit like a Yukon Gold potato in the sense that why are we using any other fucking potatoes? So you're going to use a russet for certain things, and you're going to use a Yukon Gold. But Yukon Gold in a pinch has now become the universal best of all potatoes.
The universal potato. I love that.
So in terms of apples, if you're making a pie, if you're making a tart, if you're making applesauce, you're going to go with Macintosh because they are known to break down easily and be very sort of soft and maintain some delicious kind of gooey texture when cooked.
That's why kids like them too.
Rome is another one that's going to do this. I don't like that. I like a firm pie. Yeah, firm. I like a firm pie. So I used a delightful mix of Granny Smith, which is too tart for a pie.
Let me
and
put down the
Honeycrisp.
time signature of when you said firm so I can grab that from you.
Okay, so here's the other thing. Do you know which apple the world's largest brand chose as its namesake? Which apple inspired the world's largest brand?
You mean Apple computers?
Indeed, I do.
I'm going to say it's a Macintosh.
It is. It took
to
you
be,
a minute.
'cause
They
it's a
even named
Macintosh
their
computer.
product after it.
Yeah.
Well, the reason he named it that is because that was, at the time, North America's most popular apple.
Oh.
Because of its versatile properties.
Have you
because
just been sitting home watching documentaries while...
No, it's the fucking fall. Everybody has this apple knowledge. What are you trying to talk to me about? I'm not even telling people things they don't know.
Okay, well, I would like to tell you, not everybody has all of the knowledge that everybody thinks everybody has.
Okay, well, most of the knowledge that I have, people don't technically classify as knowledge, is the other part of it as well. So I'm just sharing what I got inside. Okay.
Amy shares her gooey insides. Thank you very much.
It cooks down to a delightful texture. Perfect for a tart. You whore.
Would you call me? So there are a lot of things on TikTok that we can't bring here. Trends like suspect was last seen waxing her pubes. You know that couple's kind of thing?
Oh, God. Why do you... My phone is in the room. Why do you have to say this kind of stuff?
Your phone cannot hear me. Only you can.
Oh,
so
from your lips.
The new trend is basically husband and wife confessing to each other, we listen and we do not judge, right? So the wife says, when I tell you I'm going to get a facial, I'm really going to get Botox. And then his face is furious and they say together, we listen and we do not judge. And then he says, I do hear you calling me over and over. I just don't answer you because I know you're creating work for me. And her eyes bug out and they together say, like Stepford Wives, we listen and we do not judge. And they confess these things. I play hours of video games to get away from you and the children. I sit on the toilet for hours so I do not have to be a part of this family. They all seem like hers are all, I pamper myself and don't tell you about it because this seems like a bad marriage to me. You're trying to self-care.
Everything that you're talking. Yes, continue.
You're talking self-care, and he's talking get a fucking away from you. Like I'm seeing these things, and I'm worried.
Right. If we listen and we do not judge, it on the surface, right? Because I don't go into the darkest recesses of TikTok like you do. My TikTok is about how to magically combine 4 shitty, improperly sized and scaled Christmas trees in one arrangement to look like one giant tree. It's fucking genius. Who thought of this? Instead of paying $1 bazillion for that mammoth mountainous tree,
right,
you just get 4 super shitty ones and you put one on a bench. And then you decorate it like it's one tree and you can't tell the fucking difference. So that to me, as opposed to, let's see this marriage disintegrate. One phrase at a time.
How close to divorce can we get before the holidays?
So when you say we listen and we do not judge, that's when somebody decides I am eating that pie out of the trash. Like that's the kind of thing where they'll catch you in the act of doing the thing that is arguably unsafe, a little bit deplorable. Let's go, right? We listen and we do not judge. We observe without comment, right? These things are okay.
Yeah, but they're confessions.
Your in the whatever.
I feel like these confessions are going to ruin these relationships. I almost want to I don't know.
Right, because it's like I went somewhere, did something that I've concealed from you completely, and use our shared resources to do it for my sole benefit. La 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 la.
While you're hiding in the basement from our children who are demanding your attention.
That part I get. That fucking part I get.
Oh shit! Really?
No, I'm teasing. I mean, you just at a certain point you need to hide from everybody, and it's not hide because I don't hide. I say flat out, back up, leave me be.
This
because
is
I have
mommy
a dog.
Time.
I have a dog who I have. What's the word? I have trained.
Coached up.
It's the word. I have trained him. I have incentivized him to fucking bother me. So I started out being the best one and the most rigidly attentive to his professional training.
The rules. Yeah. You
the
got
rules.
trained.
No one else followed these fucking rules. I
remember.
I mean, rules. I followed these rules like it was my job
Dear
to
listener,
both follow and enforce.
They sent this beautiful puppy away for like 30 days. 42 days to get all trained up, and then they go and they learn how he learned, and now they are prepared.
And can I just say, it sounds really mean, and probably it was, but see earlier statement about CIA trauma. We have the best fucking dog. He has never once shit in the house. I mean, if he was physically sick, he would shit in the house. He's never once shit in the house. He's never once peed in the house as an accident, right? Unless he will vomit something up because he likes to eat acorns, which is what I was just outside earlier this morning telling you about the acorns. Okay, don't eat acorns, guys. It's not good for you. He has never chewed a sock. He has never chewed furniture. He has never.
Nobody's denying. Who?
Nobody's denying
that he's the best boy.
Dog.
He's the best
boy.
Dog.
Okay, so we traumatized him into compliance, right? He's an American dog.
Like my children. We traumatized them into compliance.
That's how it works. Then over time, I had a very bad habit in COVID, which I have yet to break. So I don't know if you want to help me with this COVID habit. Every week I got to talk about fucking COVID because that's my trauma, okay? So I started sitting in one particular spot. We have one of the sofas is a sectional, right? So I sit in one portion of the sectional. It now is ruined because I have sat in that seat since COVID. So that was 4 years. I've been sitting on exactly the same cushion to the point where I almost threw out the sofa. And I thought, I'm not doing this. I put props under the seat. The cushion is flattened to fit my ass. The arm is curved to fit my arm resting on it. I sit there for more than 8 hours a day with the computer. So it's become my office. It's become my dining spot. It's become my happy cave. I can't get out of this fucking seat.
I'm sensing the problem that you're eye level with this dog as you sit there.
It's a real problem. And he comes and lays on the giant ottoman. And, sometimes I'll pet him with my foot. Sometimes I'll just pet him. He's lay there.
He's your coworker.
Puts his head on my leg. And over time, this developed into, I'll have a little piece of that cheese.
that you're eating right there.
I have some cheese. And then that maybe, slow several season walk into, he would just gently rest his paw on my leg. Cut to, he now cuts my skin open with his clawing fucking paws and gnashing of teeth.
Mommy, did you make us a ham and cheese sandwich?
I cannot sit there. He now puts his head on my computer and closes it. I have doggy snuffle marks on the front and the back. He'll take his paw. It's not funny because it's fucking enraging.
It's adorable.
And he will literally put his paw on the back of my laptop and boom, close it while I'm working. As if to say, "Jeez, bitch."
Oh shit.
So okay, so I have incentivized a real fucking troublemaker. Okay, to the point where now I've come full circle. Right, I got a Jason Bourne on my hands, so I get out the little dog collar jerker. Right, the little
that he hasn't seen since he was like 2.
I show to him. I say, regard me. I have this here, and I also have a grilled cheese. Okay, you're not having any part of this grilled cheese. Also, I'm a liar because, of course, I give you the grilled cheese while holding the negative button, and don't do it. So I'll do it, and then he'll scratch me, and I'll yell at him really bad. Then I'll give him a little tiny piece of it. Like, what am I fucking doing? I'm ruining my own life. My life is ruined at my own hand. I got to get out of that seat. I got to stop juicing my dog, and literally I have to stop feeding him because he doesn't bother anybody else because they still follow the universal rule of don't give the dog fucking food from anywhere except his bowl.
We call that the weakest link. And if
don't
sitting
make me that person. I don't want to be weak.
If we're sitting at our dining room table, you look at where all 3 dog faces are. I've got one very tall 80-pound standard poodle lifting up my left tit with his whole head just to get near the plate. They're all by me. I understand it. The struggle is real. But what I discovered this week was I've done it with my kids too. You're supposed to be in charge. Your dog is supposed to relax because they know that you've got it, right? I don't got it. Everybody else has got it, and I am not in charge.
The dog is not driving to the pet store to use the credit card and purchase another bag of food. I mean, I get who's the alpha in the situation. It's me. I get it. I know what I'm saying. I get it, though. However, dog could eat my face off if this was some kind of a leopard situation.
If you have cheese on your face, I feel like.
At one point, this was a wild animal of the earth who has been super domesticated into, I desire cheese. Bing! Ring the bell for cheese. I have Pavloved my fucking dog into cutting my leg for cheese.
Our dogs pretty much know the command, fuck off. And when they are annoying, you say, fuck off. And they will, So they'll they won't go away, but they'll lay down where they are and be less aggressive. And that's weird when your husband is on a Zoom call and the dog and has like a little snack next to him and the dog bellies up and he looks over and says, during a professional Zoom call, fuck off. And he's like, oh, it's my dog. It's the only command he knows. I don't know what to say. It's brutal. Hey, the millennial complaint department called me and said there is a millennial who was asking HR about maternity leave. And HR said, you don't actually have to apply for that. Congratulations. You're oh, no. I would never have children. I'm getting a puppy. And I need to take time.
Okay, turn around.
And she said,
walk out of here now.
That's what it's on the
phone.
phone.
Keep walking to the parking lot. We'll send you a box with your items.
Okay, that is the appropriate response. However, HR says gently, because they're HR, you don't get maternity leave for getting a puppy. And the millennial said, well, I'm not going to have children, and I feel persecuted for choosing not to have children. And I need time off to train my puppy.
Too bad.
What?
Enjoy that persecution. See you in court. Pass.
Yeah?
Out. Yeah.
Because
fuck you.
A lawyer I spoke to said, well, she actually has cause. She has a case. I'm like, well, everybody has.
It's a nuisance case.
Yes, that is what it is. I said, well, anybody can sue anybody. Then I get really mad at my friend for saying, no, I could see. No, you can't see.
I'll tell you how we handle it in corporate America. Speaking for all of corporate America, of which I'm not a part. Here's how we handle that. I'm not sure that that's the avenue you want to pursue, but we hear you, and we're going to escalate this concern to make sure that we are dealing with you and everyone else who finds themselves in this situation appropriately. So thank you for bringing it to our attention. It's not something we typically do, but we're going to consider it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Head on back to your desk now, and we will be back in touch. Ring, 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 ring. Hey, boss of nut job. I don't think she's living up to her performance potential. Let's get her fucking fired. Thank you. 2 weeks later, fired for cause. Done. Solved. Easy. This is how we did it before these laws existed in the 40s, gang.
Okay, but
Bring some more stupid shit to me. There's lots of ways to get fired and very few ways to prove that you were retaliated against. That's America.
So
that's your lawyer will tell you that as well.
So my friend Joel manages lots of people, and he said you can't fire anybody anymore, and they are all
depends on what state you're in.
Completely awful. And he says, you can put them on a PIP for just performance. Correct. And you can reevaluate.
Performance improvement plan is a PIP.
So as you evaluate that, and it's another 30 days and another 30 days, you're stuck with them. What do you do with the fucking puppy? Like, you have that's your problem. I don't understand why her answer is, I'm not going to have kids. Why can't I have time off? You can. It's called vacation. You want to take your vacation?
Yes, and now we're going to say we have bereavement leave. No one has died. So do I get to kill someone? Do I get to stay home and be sad for someone who hasn't died? Not every benefit applies to you. Go fuck yourself and get out. I'm not really a great human resources person.
I'm going to keep going. You're not. I'm going to keep going. My friend Michelle is wildly obsessed with Stevie Nicks, and I even put it in her wedding ceremony.
Okay.
If Stevie Nicks dies, can she take bereavement? Because she will be devastated. And I said, absolutely. I hope it's on a Friday. And that gives you the weekend too. I said, absolutely, you should take bereavement. You're useless that day at work anyway. So
I am pro mental health day, which is what that is. I am pro mental health
but not bullshit
leave,
week.
Right? I'm also very, very, very pro go live your fucking life. Like, I it's not as direct as, don't ask, don't fucking tell. Like, it's not that direct.
Right.
But I will say that I thrive, and I find that highly productive individuals thrive when they are focused on their performance and not focused on the requirements of the office structure.
Okay.
When you're focused on hitting the deadline, when you're focused on fulfilling the mission, you're not worried about, I have to stop work at 4:45 because even as a salaried employee, I don't owe you more than X number of hours each week, per day, per month, per year. I want somebody who is aligned to my mission and that they see everything that I give them as a perk. This is how I'm going to pick one. Google, right? And all of Silicon Valley invented this notion of you shouldn't have to worry about figuring out what you're going to get for breakfast or lunch or a snack. If you're hungry, we want you to be fed, right? You shouldn't have to think about getting your laundry done. We're going to do that on site. And so they kept layering all of these perks and all of these an insane amount of perks. And it felt to the employees initially like, whew, that's one less thing I have to thank you. That makes that easy.
You've been here 90 hours this week. Yeah. You don't
even
realize it.
Instead of go home and live your life and sleep, we'll have a sleep pod for you here.
I feel like this is WALL-E, like a weird Disney movie where before you realize it.
Focus people on the mission, and they will willingly imprison themselves, honestly. Open the prison gates wide and help them understand that staying in the cell benefits them and they'll never leave. That's what human resources is supposed to do.
That's not independent living. That's not the home that we're putting our parents into.
They are focused on managing the humans in the environment to the benefit of the company. Happy hunting, kids.
Good luck. I saw an eating contest that I thought was just beyond. First of all, as far as eating contests go, I think that's awful. I think food is not meant for sport unless you go apple picking with my husband, and then the sport is throwing shit at you when you least expect it. That's food as a sport. However,
what?
I know they pick up those apples from the ground after you've been beaned by my husband by them.
My favorite thing about all of this is I had a client once who talked for a good 2 weeks about participating in competitive dining. and how she thought it was so smart and strategic, and she was really excited for it. And the whole time I was like, there could be nothing more off-brand, until I finally pulled her aside separately outside all these planning meetings, and I said, I have to share my professional opinion. Competitive dining ain't it. It doesn't match for all of these reasons, because I thought that she was talking about an eating contest, and she was instead talking about being a judge of several restaurants.
Oh my God. I was
so
like,
it was
what do
a
you mean
quote,
competitive
dining situation. And I'm like, that ain't what we call it.
I was going to say, even in the South, you elevate or lower,
no,
however
so she
you
was
want.
like the Food Network food judge. She had been called in to be the judge.
Fun.
And the brand then sat in
fun.
judgment over all these. And I was like, oh, you mean you're not going to be taking them hot dogs and stuffing them in your mouth 65 at a time?
I think that is awful. I think while there is food insecurity, like next door to you, doing something like
it's
that.
Just like the circus. Can't we have fun? Can't we have nice things?
It's fucking disgusting.
Come on, I don't want to be part of the global community all the time.
Part of the global community, what you're doing to your body. Have you ever seen somebody eat something that was healthy competitively? Have you ever seen them say, let's see if we can eat.
Let's have this quinoa gluttony contest.
That's the first place my head went to, but I don't think quinoa is that healthy.
Well,
but
because guess why?
Hot dogs,
Imagine the kind of diarrhea you're going to have on hot dogs versus the kind of diarrhea you're going to have on beans.
Oh.
You might die.
Oh.
You might blow out your colon.
You will completely dehydrate immediately. It'll be awful. The one I saw, I think I sent to you, and you cricketed me because it was appropriate.
If you keep sending, now you've got, first of all,
I've got no credibility,
and also,
dear listener.
Lastly,
see also.
Stop it. Okay.
This one was an eating competition. Mayonnaise. Jar after jar of mayonnaise. The spoons,
I'm
the
gonna look
shovels.
at that. I'm going to look at that.
The shovels into their mouths. 5 jars of mayonnaise. I'm sorry.
I would ask who hurt you, but I kind of know, and I'm angry at her because I have to deal with the fallout. Okay?
Who
Not
hurt
fair.
the people that are eating Hellmann's by the tubs?
Don't come at me with Hellmann's. I love Hellmann's, and I will not have it be defamed.
Why was it
just
Duke's?
for your cheap pleasure? Okay?
There's nothing cheap about my pleasure, friend. Nothing.
Fair enough, because Hellmann's is $6.99 a jar.
So, but the big ones, the Costco, 5 of those jars in your
where
mouth.
You could like dip a mongoose in it? No.
I'm sorry.
I don't know why that would be how I describe the size of a restaurant-sized container.
Is there anything worse you could think? When are you dipping a mongoose? Wings? An eating contest with wings?
I find that, give me a second. Because now I'm just picturing the poor little guy. And then
been in the South too long. I can't even picture a mongoose. Like, what is happening right now?
It's covered in mayonnaise. It's about the size of a
jar. Now I get it.
All right.
Okay, now I get it. Now I get it. It all makes sense now. Hot dogs. All right, you're in Coney Island, and that's like what Nathan's is now. I can lean in a little. The fact that somebody chose to make their insides an egg and oil luge makes me want to both kill someone and myself at the same time.
Well,
so gross, so vile. Is anything grosser than an eating contest? What is grosser than an eating contest with 5 huge things of mayo?
Josh's mom. That said, okay. Let's get back to hot dogs.
She's so gross.
I don't even understand you, and I don't like you when you act this way. Okay, I wish that you could understand how
you sound like my mother. I don't like you when you act this way.
I'll call her for some tips because I want this shit to stop. And if it's going to take taking your little tiny hand and putting it straight on the stove and hold it there, we're going to do it.
I feel like that's something my mother once said. Oh, my God. PTSD.
Wow.
Zoing.
That's super unkind.
Super.
Speaking of PTSD, no, I don't want to go there because I really do have it. Back to the hot dogs, which could be PTSD related. Here's the thing that we need to focus on.
Go ahead.
All right? If you're making a hot dog, you know what you're doing, okay? You understand inherently this is not a good use of my time. I'm making hot dogs. My life has taken a wrong turn. However, just like an evildoer, you sometimes have to just embrace it and say, if I'm going to kill him, if I'm making a bullet, I'm going to make the most heart-piercing bullet I can make. Okay? So, who are these people that think they're bringing sunshine and tulips into the hot dog factory? Organic, nitrate-free, kosher, all beef. It's a fucking hot dog. What are we doing?
Putting lipstick on a pig?
What
literally?
are we doing?
Quite literally, lipstick on a pig.
Right. We slaughtered and ground this animal for literal parts we can't sell, created a slurry, but we only kept the nice bits for the slurry. It's a fucking hot dog. It's a hot dog. You're stuffing it in their intestinal casing.
Yeah.
Which I like it when it's got a good smell.
Ugh, gross. Yeah.
It's delicious.
As my friend Amy would say, gross.
Gross.
Oh my God, we are the giggle squad today.
I love a hot dog, but only when it tastes so good.
I need your help and opinion. It's half culinary, half familial. Ready?
Oh.
Going to Thanksgiving.
We're going on a bear hunt.
We're going to catch a big one.
Can't get out of it.
I can't get out of it.
Can't go around it.
I've got to sit through it. So
that's it.
So yeah. What do I bring every year to all the gatherings? The break the fast.
Cook-off.
Even somebody who doesn't come to break the fast and Thanksgiving knows clearly what Melissa brings to the party. A fair meal, whatever it is. I also do a pretty decent corn pudding because I've now
yum yum yum
added like a little hot honey to the top and yeah. Okay.
Ooh.
Right. It's I'm going to have to make it here because when I said to the family, what can I bring? And I didn't leave it open. I said, what can I bring? Kugel and corn or what? In a text. Somebody else is already bringing a cornbread. Okay, now I'm a little bit off.
I'm just gonna breathe through it. I'm gonna read the rest of the text. I'm just gonna breathe through it. There might be something at the end of this text because what's the rest of the text?
We have enough sides. Want to bring some dessert?
I'm so sorry. We'll see you next year.
Honestly, that's how I felt. I was hurt. And now my answer is...
Who is this person? Are they a DNA person?
Their family. So
fuck them.
No, I absolutely adore them. Are
you sure?
I am sure, but I am so offended to the point where because I love them, I will never make them kugel again. Because I'm not ruining the relationship. I'm just not going to give this to you because you didn't value me enough and what I bring to the party.
I'm not ruining the relationship because you already ruined it.
Was I wrong to be so offended? And then somebody said to me, maybe your kugel's not that good. Maybe people just don't like it the way...
That hurt my throat. Wow.
Your throat, my feelings. Like, we're both offended right now.
You're just losing friends all year long.
Family. They're both family.
Why are people so mean to you?
I don't know.
You don't deserve it.
Did I look happy you needed to, like, knock me down a peg? My kid...
Let me say it. Let me start spitting some lies. Okay? You ready?
Spit.
Let's go into the pretend vault of that shit ain't true. Come on with me for a second. Open the door. In we go. Let's pretend your kugel sucks. Does not suck. Let's pretend it sucks. Okay? You bring it every year. You walk in with the beamingest of beamy smiles when you walk in with this kugel. Everybody who eats it loves to eat it. Even the people who mistakenly don't like it. If there is such a one.
I'm going to add to that. My mother-in-law does not mix milk with, like, dairy with meat, right?
Okay, so she's that's a kosher thing, yes?
It is. However, I look over on her plate, and she has turkey, Swedish meatballs, and a fucking helping of kugel that would choke, even the mayonnaise eater. So
God forgives. So here we go.
Exactly.
Right?
She does it.
All right.
So,
Okay. So you are the host, S. Do you not have a table long enough to plop this fucking kugel down? You got people coming to your fucking house. If you have ever been in a situation where a side or a contribution to the meal has been welcome, then I'm sorry. You have opened the floodgates for contributions to be welcome. The only time that contributions are not welcome is when they were neither asked for nor accepted when they came. If the first day when they came, you I'm not this person. If you take them and keep them warming in the oven or on the counter in the kitchen and do not serve them because you quote forgot or because you say the menu is set, like I don't play fucking games, right? But don't bring like Tex-Mex 9-layer dip to our fucking Thanksgiving table and expect me to serve it. Like we're not doing that shit.
This weird.
This isn't the church hall basement. Don't fuck with my menu, right? So you've had a conversation. You've followed all the rules. You had a conversation up front. You asked, what can I bring? In years past, you've either been invited to or requested to bring a specific dish. This year, the rules have changed, and they have changed for no foreseeable reason. We have enough sides. Okay, so here's where I'm looking for context.
Go ahead.
And this is where you and I are the two roads diverging in the wood.
Okay.
One leading directly to Murder Alley. You're already
That's
there.
me. I'm never making it for her again.
Bullet train to Murder Alley.
Yes.
Yeah, and the population 1.
Me.
I will kill you all.
Population me.
Yeah, she's there. Okay. Happy fucking Thanksgiving. Okay. So there you go. I'm on the other train.
Go ahead.
Hasn't even arrived yet. It's a slow train. It's a carriage. Okay, so I'm standing there at the station.
Clump, clump,
Here's what
clump,
we're
clump,
doing.
clump, clump.
We're getting context, okay? And the context is, I usually bring kugel. Is someone else bringing it? That's called poke in the hive, okay? So now,
that's already happened
really,
to me this year.
Do you really want to show up on Thanksgiving and see someone else's kugel? Because I feel like you'd take a fork and stab her in the eyeball.
I'd go home.
Yeah. So let's get it out in the open before you fucking don't do this to me in public, right? Is someone I usually bring kugel. Is someone else bringing one?
Oh.
Or this is not a time for text. This is a time for a conversation. Say, I love making the kugel. Are we going to have one? That's another way into it. Are we having kugel? Right? And then she could say, no, because I'm doing an all Asia
that would be different.
Eastern,
that would be different.
Right? There's context.
Yes, that would be
There's
different.
context. I have planned something because I want to put out, Fangangaga lilies this year.
We saw something and we want to match what we saw. Right.
Option A. Option B. Your cousin Fiona is fresh back from the mental hospital and really wants to make her traditional kugel. She's never made it. Okay. She feels like an adult. I want to give her this year. Yours is better.
It's a different story,
but I need to do it. Okay, story.
Yeah.
That's option 2. Option 3. I'm making the kugel myself. I miss making it. I don't want to compete with you because I can't, but it was part of my memory always, and I just want to take that back. I don't want to hurt your feelings, but if you don't know, I've actually been a little hurt and giving this up year over year. I've been letting that part go, and I want to reclaim it. It's my home. This is an important thing to me. I don't want to take anything away from you, but to give it to you, take something away from me. So this year, I'm going to do the kugel. What can we give you that's special and feels like a big contribution? Because this year, I want the kugel to be from me.
You're creating beautiful stories, okay?
These are all fucking reasons.
We have enough sides.
That is number 4. Nobody likes your kugel or you. Please stay home.
Okay, well, that's what I heard.
And if you want to say that shit, I'll save the gas fare.
Honestly,
guess what? Your turkey's dry.
It's 2 hours. She's a one. Everything's great. Everything's great. But yeah, I will never make them kugel. I will let you know if any of your beautiful stories, excuses, or whatever are true after the holiday.
You started out saying, whether you know it or not, you started out saying this relationship is permanently altered. And I choose to reclaim control over it through denying you my gifts. This is your approach to your blood relation. As opposed to boop, 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 boop. Hey, what's going on with this kugel? I'm kind of hurt.
Oh, no. You're right. I chose violence. Do you mean have a confrontation with what?
That is not a confrontation. What you are doing is inherently and by definition a confrontation. What I am doing is engaging in conversation.
What's the difference?
Quite a lot. Your soul. The outcome.
So my kid
joy,
said to me, my son
mutual
said to me,
respect.
Husband and son. My daughter's not a huge fan. Mallory was the one who said
maturity.
to me. Mallory said, maybe nobody likes your kugel. Like maybe it's just a thing. And I was like, done with you too. Pay your own tuition. But
she is going to law school.
But my son and husband said, can you make a kugel for us? I want
Right.
kugel. And I said, absolutely, I'll make you a kugel. Do I have to go to the store before Thanksgiving and see people and all that shit?
I forgot number 4, which should have been number 1.
Yeah.
I was just trying to save you guys the trouble. You're coming from 2 hours away. It's such a hassle. I mean, go buy something at the store. Totally unaware.
That would have been
totally
delightful.
unaware of your emotional connection to kugel.
If that's it, I will not withhold kugel. But if only that
You'll
one.
never know.
No,
You'll never know because you're shooting off firecrackers in Murder Alley.
You don't think I'm so passive aggressive that I'm going to sit at that table? Other people have canceled. We're now down to 8 people. Okay.
And I will try to fix you.
Okay, Coldplay.
I'm just telling you. You don't have to be passive aggressive. You don't even have to be aggressive.
Have we met? Yes,
you don't have
do.
To be. No, the starting answer is you don't have to be.
Yes, I do. I hear you.
You can overcome your genes. You can overcome your DNA. You can overcome your nurtured experience. You can overcome anything you want. You can choose joy, Martha. You don't have to keep scraping out them horse stalls. You can do whatever you want with your Saturday, including having a cat. She smokes weed with Snoop. Martha can do it. Take her lead.
I would smoke weed with Snoop.
She went to prison for them fucks. Okay? You could choose. Be like Martha. Get high. Have a conversation. Say, and be like Snoop, too. Here's the other thing you could be like.
Yeah.
Okay. Guess what Snoop do? When people start talking shit about Martha, have you heard him?
Oh, he loves
have
her.
You heard?
I've heard him defend her, yeah.
Who talking? Ina Garten put out her own fucking book where she said, we haven't spoken in a long time. They asked Martha Stewart about it, and she goes, she stopped talking to me when I went to prison. And I was like, what?
Decent impression.
And Snoop start up, what'd you say? Who that? Martha, my girl. Fuck that, Anna. Fuck her. You, too. Like, he's for real. He's like, don't come at my girl. Fuck you. I don't want to hear it. And P.S., who cares? Everybody goes to prison. I mean, it's the kind of thing where somebody said it the other day. They said it so artfully, and I wish I could remember it, but I just can't. And it's the kind of thing where it has to do with, like, eggs and stones and glass. And
houses.
The reality is, when you poke at people's shit, just wait for the mountain of shit to get all in your hair, okay? You know what I'm trying to say?
People in glass houses shouldn't throw stones.
It's better than that. There's some Irish, but yes, it's the kind of thing where, it's a drunk man with a blind eye can feel it in his throat.
Oh, Amy, we're back to you and your southern shit.
I'm going to look it up. I've been watching Bodkin. If you haven't watched Bodkin, it's very good. Okay. All the things I watch now have podcasts in them. I'm sorry about that, friends. But Bodkin is a super good series. And it's, even if you don't care about it at all, it's in Ireland with Irish folk speaking Irish talk.
Delightful.
And so you hear it all the time. You keep hearing their accents, and it's so nice. It's very pretty, and everything's green. The food looks terrible, but it's very fun. And they sort of, watch it good. Yes. Next, back to you.
The other big thing going on in the world right now is the phenomenon of Wicked. Okay?
I know.
Wicked has landed. We've talked about how they had a misprint on their Barbie dolls. What is wrong with my fucking face today? Barbie dolls. Wicked is a porn site. I said Bobby doll.
I like a Barbie doll.
So all these things with them. Then the movie comes out. Well, first the anticipation and what's Ariana Grande, Cynthia Erivo. I have not seen humans this skinny since Karen Carpenter.
That's a troublesome reference because she had the Rexa.
I do not know that these two women do not. They are so problematically skinny.
Well, you like that Grey's Anatomy girl who was all bones and jeans, and she's still alive. So, I mean, it's they need to eat a cheeseburger for real.
Wait, who from Grey's Anatomy is bones and jeans?
Meredith Grey. How did I get that name right?
Well, that's her character and not her real name. But okay, I'll take it. I'll take it. No, it's accurate. I'll take it. Yeah, I don't think she's nearly as skinny as Ariana
she was like
Grande.
A fucking sled. She looked like one of them radio flyers. She was all her with the weird collarbone and nothing.
Turn
just
the wrong direction, I can see through you. Honestly, I am concerned. And again, Carpenter-wise, anorexia took her out.
Here's the thing. Anorexia is no joke.
It is no joke. And nobody's calling them on this.
Eating disorders are absolutely no joke. And to be rigidly restrictive to the point of self-harm, super, super no joke. Get some help. Stop it, stop it, stop it. That said, Ariana Grande has been nothing but vocal cords and hair since the day she popped out. So I don't know that she's actually any thinner than she ever was. She's always been crazy thin.
She's gray. She's not even a normal flesh color anymore. She's gray and so skinny. In all the press she's doing that I see online, it is very concerning. And Cynthia Erivo is the...
Is that Elphaba?
Yeah, she was Broadway from start to finish. She had an athletic...
She used to have some fullness to her. And she was
the most
still
beautiful,
just
athletic way. Yes, and working with Ariana Grande, I feel like they are smacking sandwiches out of each other's hands. I feel like they are competing to see who has a lower number on the scale, and it is disturbing to see humans disappear. Karen Carpenter, I watched her disappear over time.
Well, here's the thing. All it takes is one tiny little prick of medical GLP-1 assistance to remove any desire and habit of eating from any person, whether it's necessary or not. So, having been on these medications, I understand fully. You literally forget to eat. Everything in your life is reinforced with how good you look, how much better you feel when you are thin. There are entire clubs long before there were GLP-1 medication, longevity clubs of people who would eat baby food regularly because they were calorie restriction clubs that were not eating disorders. It was about prolonging life and improving health, because we know that extreme calorie restriction extends life. It also regenerates your cells. It is a healing technique. It is also can be an eating disorder and abuse. So it's that fine line between, if they are managing their look and now have tilted literally the scale too far in one direction, that's one thing. I cannot imagine in this chemical age that these women are sitting around, wringing their hands, staring lovingly at the donut and refusing to eat it. It ain't that. It ain't that. It is either we are using cocaine and or whatever, speed or these medications or all of the above to get through this press junket and not taking the time for the regular self-care and the eating and the healing. Or our management has told us that we look so great that we're going to keep doing what we're doing because the societal norms have shifted just enough for us to want to be even 6.5 ounces smaller than we were before. That's it.
I find it difficult to look at. Yes, I know I just ended a sentence in a preposition and it gave me the heebie and the jeebies. I find it incredibly difficult to watch. It is disturbing. And when they tell you that the big screen adds 15 pounds, that's the only reason I'll see this movie, because I need to see them looking heavier. It's awful the way they look, and they are being, oh, you look fantastic. No, you look broken. You look sickly. And here's a phrase I need help. I know we're going over. I want just a definition from you. So in one of these interviews, somebody said to Cynthia Erivo, Elphaba, people are holding space for the lyrics to Defying Gravity. And they all went, really? Oh, wow. I didn't know that. Can you explain that to me?
No, because I don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
Thank you. Although I do need an answer, and I was hoping you'd have it. Holding space in my head. When I tell you I'm holding space in my heart, thought in my head, holding space, I don't understand how they're holding space for the lyrics to a song and how that affects you so profoundly. I'll send you the TikTok, and then you'll hate me again because you'll get shit like that.
I don't think they understand it. I think that's
because Cynthia said, wow, I didn't know that. That's really powerful. What the fuck are you talking about?
Right. I mean, it is an anthem of self-discovery. So I think what this idiot is trying to convey
is that we don't like your fucking kugel. Is what I'm saying.
Maybe it's not chic anymore to say these lyrics truly resonate, profoundly resonate, right? They are an exceptional expression of a cultural moment right now.
I accept that. I think that's, yes, 1,000% I accept that. Why is Erivo's response, wow, I didn't know that? First of all, you sang the song. You sang it while flying. You are exceptional. Your partner here is exceptional. They also are like sitting on each other's laps and like crying with each other. I think it's malnutrition. I think it is. I mean,
it's lack of sleep.
It's lack of sleep. I think they are deprived of all of the things.
Well, they're going through boot camp at the moment. They're going through the intensity of the experience right now. It is 29 hours a day on press junkets, dressed up literally like dolls, paraded around, every word they say scrutinized. And imagine, so there is a physical requirement, an energetic requirement.
How do you have that with no nutrition?
To literally show up in these spaces and places and do the work of promoting. So just imagine for a second how difficult this is. And I'm not in any way denigrating it. I'm quite the opposite. I revere and frankly,
it's a lot.
Have a little bit of sadness for people who must do this. Their entire careers are based on mining the human emotion and expressing it using someone else's scripted platform.
I get everything
lyrics.
You're saying. I swear I do.
So, no, but here's the thing. So then, now I have to go and invent a persona called myself. And that person
That's my problem.
has to monkey for you to make sure you'll buy this movie, which is simply my work and my job. So I have to do all that without losing my mind and at the same time fully understanding and absorbing that the attention of the world is on me now. So I have to become bigger than myself. Myself is now a stand-in and a placeholder for the most popular thing on the planet. So I have to ride that wave of excitement that everyone is putting on me. I can't say the wrong word. I will be scrutinized for every breath that I take. I cannot have the wrong nail polish on.
I'm not buying that. Look,
No, I'm telling you how this is.
Huge fan.
You've won. No.
Wait.
You've won the lottery.
You were a huge fan of Bridgerton. None of those motherfuckers went through all of that press junket with a still in the voice of. I'm talking about that idiot who played Elvis, who could not lose the Elvis voice. She still has the Galinda voice. You are out of your mind. Get over yourself and talk like a fucking human on a fucking press tour. I understand the pressure to say the right thing, to look the right way. I think you are a terrible example for young girls. I think you are a terrible example for other actors. Other people have done this. You are not inventing this medium or this, to your point, terrible 3 weeks of speech, don't say the wrong thing, don't eat the wrong thing, don't get caught farting. I understand you have to appear perfect. You're not the first one to do it, but this is time small children are watching you because it's a princess thing. She looks horrible. She sounds like a fucking idiot, and she needs to eat something. She is so disturbing on these things. I don't even want to see this movie. And nobody wants to see it because everybody's singing in the movie theater, so I'm going to have to wait 2 months to go by myself. And somebody I might have reposted.
I'm hearing you say something totally different than what's actually happening. I haven't seen any of these hyper annoying.
Oh, it's awful.
Okay, so I haven't seen it.
Okay.
So I haven't been affronted by it. I've seen them. I
love watching Bridgerton. You get to hear the interviews,
the Bridgerton
press things.
Press tour was insufferable. Absolutely insufferable. And they did everything that you are complaining these women are doing novelly and for the first time. So it's not that. Here's the other thing that Bridgerton did that they're doing now with Wicked. The press tour has similarly, like a reality show, been scripted.
Yes.
And everything that these women are doing,
yes,
they have been given talking points and notes and guidance.
And you know that because it's in every single one of them. Yeah.
Not only know what works, but have instant analytics of what doesn't work. So they are doing it because it benefits something and someone. They're not esoterically arriving ashen and dopey because that's who they are. No, there is too much fucking money at stake for them to be doing anything off the cuff. They have literally been propped up and guided, given notes, and they are doing improv in the character of, similar to a Walt Disney character, right? She is doing a Walt Disney princess. She just happens to be doing it with a reporter. Is she doing it well? I don't know. Is she annoying? I don't know.
Oh,
Here's
so
what I'm
cringe.
hearing you say.
Yeah.
Here's what I'm hearing you say. You took my beloved text and soiled it with your fuckwatery. Get out of my way so I can enjoy this film. That's what I'm hearing you say. I'm hearing you say, I love Wicked. I love these characters. I even loved you, you fucking whores. And now you show up with your stupid, non-nutritive teeth, acting like an asshole, okay? Get some makeup, get off the couch, and shut up in the theater. I'm here to watch my movie.
But like the small
That's
children,
what I'm hearing you say.
They are bad role models, but they're so talented. But I'm concerned for her. She's dying and nobody cares. I can see her heartbeat through her chest. This is a problem. She's so skinny and so poorly dressed that
she's doing it in the service of the movie, so
her management won't care and they'll support it. But as somebody who watched Karen Carpenter on TV die,
oh baby, baby, yeah, they need to.
How were you supposed to know? Did you just throw in?
Ariana Grande does she's great at vocal impressions.
She's hilarious too when she's a person and she's pink again, but now she's a shell of a human and it is disgusting. And I don't want young girls who are seeing these two, I'm going to say princesses when they're witches, but these two, it's really gross. And you think, well, at least Cynthia Erivo is coming. No, she is now as frighteningly thin, and it's gross. And now you're gonna see it. I'm gonna yell once.
Well, didn't the white one get diddled on some kid show? I mean, they got a lot of problems.
I don't know if I have to cut that sentence from this podcast.
It's truth. I speak the truth. Okay,
we might have some problems with that if we
didn't she?
I don't know. I know she was
who's the house or whatever the fucking right.
I know Nickelodeon has been problematic with its lack of parental supervision of youth actors.
I'm not making accusations. I'm just reporting what I see on Netflix. And I feel like they have a deeper legal department than our podcast. So if they can air it,
they do.
What's the harm in me saying it?
Can we just put out a 2-hour podcast and keep going with this? Because
you know, it's Thanksgiving. People got a long drive.
Dear listener,
happy Merry Thanksgiving to you and one and all.
Do you have anything for babies first? Because if you do that, that'll be our closing.
Well, speaking of Friendsgiving, babies first speeding ticket. So, and I learned about said speeding ticket, not in the way you would expect. I received solicitation for legal services in the mail addressed to boop, 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 son. So in violation of all federal statute, I ripped open that envelope, read it, and said, what the fuck, Dick?
Did I nurse you? I get to read
and
your
also,
mail.
Welcome to the club. So, and I thought
how
to
bad
myself,
was it?
How are we going to, I don't know. It was, this is solicitation for, I see that you have the guy, blah, 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 blah. So I asked, yes, and then, let me explain all the reasons why this is not my fault. I didn't do it, and the po-po this, and I'm terrible. Everybody's mean to me, and the world doesn't been nice.
I'm the victim.
Maternity leave. Yeah, all the things. Okay, so.
I love that. Currently, I have a full house, and I could not be happier. I mean, maybe if I was asked to make kugel, but other than that, I could not fucking be happier. So I'm going to go spend some time with them. And I would like to thank you, dear listener, for coming and listening and being a part of our show in such an important way. And Amy.
Did you catch that?
And Amy, for you, I am so thankful that you show up every week because you're afraid that I'll yell at you and you bring it all and throw it all out here.
That's it. That's it. You are in control. You are in control of me, and I'm grateful for it.
I love you guys. Amy loves you guys. Come back next week and tell us all about who made the fucking kugel at your meal.
Yeah, dance, monkey, dance.
Dance, monkey, dance. Bye!
Bye! hurrah. She's a hurrah. She's a hurrah.
She's a hurrah. You know that dance they do at bar mitzvahs?
Ugh.